We can go ahead and get started with today's lab notes. This is a 2-room start with 2 side rooms. That right there's a secret passage. I'll figure out where that goes later. This over here is a floor puzzle. It has a key. There's the fire, lightning, cold. Lightning, cold. Fire, lightning, cold. There you go, okay. I was able to somewhat smoothly run through the end. Good morning, or good evening, oh man. Good evening, Jax. Good evening, Psych. 45 invites for friendship. I mean... Hold on. Yeah, unfortunately... Oh, I don't know what button it is on my keypad anymore. Oh yeah, my friends list is full. There's a lot of people who have friend requests for me, but... I'm trying to keep my friends list to people I know. Escort Gauntlet, okay. Yeah, time zones. I'm still the worst at time zones. Speaking of time zones, I really need to double check when the next league is launching. Cause I need to know whether... Is this Argus? This is Argus, okay. I'm curious whether or not that the league is launching on the... It'd be very, very convenient or interesting, or tinfoil hat, if the next expansion is launching on March 7th and is a lab rework, or has a lot of lab changes and whatnot. Because that means it's 3 years and 3 days. That would be 3 years, 3 days after the lab was released that a lab rework is being launched. And it also happens to be exactly 3 years since I've done the lab notes. Let's go ahead and put the tinfoil hats on now. Where was I at this morning? I've been in school... what? It's since 9 AM till about 3 or 4 o'clock. I got home about an hour ago. Tuxering Pathfinder, decent for spamming left for endgame grind. Looking at this, and Nathan's 500% move speed Pathfinder. So both builds are basically the same thing, except mine is unoptimized. I have not gotten like a +3 build for damage, nor have I gotten all the potential move speed I can, nor have I also gotten like proper mana sustain. They're both essentially the same build, but he has optimized his for maximum movement speed, while this was built on a budget for a league starter. It can be brought up to that % move speed, but you're gonna need, as mentioned, better gear, better rings for mana sustain, and a weapon swap for move speed as well. Oh no, I absolutely recognize my gear is absolute dog shit. Intentionally left as absolute dog shit, because I bought all... This is week 1 gear that I'm still wearing, when we have like 1 month left in the league. I just haven't felt the need to change it. Like, it's fine. It's not like I'm doing anything super uber serious with lab. I'm not running enchant services or anything. Good evening, Leto. Like I said, blue and yellow, nothing else. There was a release schedule, right? For, what's, like, news leaks and when the actual expansion launches. Wasn't that tweeted out a couple days ago? I forget... I remember seeing it, but I can't remember what were the dates. Okay, so far nothing in this room. This room still has open points of interest though. Yeah, Bex mentioned blue and yellow and nothing else. So to me, it's like, blue. It's not blue and yellow, right? That's what you said, not blue and yellow. But what if instead of not blue and yellow, it's blue and yellow together to make green? Green is lab, tinfoil hats. 16th of February for announcement, and 8th of March for new league. Okay. That might be close enough. That might be close enough to my 3 years, 3 days theory. Or convenience. Coincidental setup. Oh yeah, I'm if there is a lab-centered league, there is a guaranteed certain percentage of people who are going to be very upset and very annoyed. And I feel like that percent is roughly 40. 40 to 50. I feel like it's There are times where I feel like the whole situation of the lab is kind of cut down the middle. A lot of people really like it and a lot of people really don't like it, but there's not too much in between. And I can go ahead and close that. Alright. Unfortunately, that was a dark shrine inside room. We've had 2 unfortunate side rooms, which probably kills things a bit. Although I can, that kills things a lot when you have 2 bad side rooms. Similar to new Doriana map where you can influence the boss slash drop. That'd be interesting. I've yet to do I've yet to do the Doriani's Machinarium. It's mostly because I've only fought one of the Valdel boss. And I don't feel like buying the Machinarium for some reason. I feel like even if Lab doesn't get like a major rework, I can see minor touches happening because honestly, my personal opinion, after doing Lab so many times, Lab is in a pretty decent pretty good state, I would say. The time it takes to run a lab is pretty good. The rewards you get from lab is very, very good. The main prominent issue with lab is trials and enchants. Those are the real sticking points right now. The enchant system really needs to be looked at. And I feel like the acquisition of the POELAB trials can be looked at a little bit. Because it is ridiculous that people can get to level 95 and still be missing POELAB trials because RNG just sucks ass.
When the time comes to strike, an emperor strikes without hesitation. Complex machinations converge to a single
Alright, what is this? Charge disruptors, why? Adding in lab trials to Zana mods. No, because that doesn't fix the randomness. It doesn't matter if you can spawn 100 labs. You can get 100, yeah, it doesn't really matter if you can spawn 100 labs. There's still the chance of the one that you need not showing up. I still stay, what's it? I remember at the beginning of Prophecy, Hawks got his 6 trials back to back. Like, his first 6 trials were all different, and he immediately got POELAB. Meanwhile, I didn't start Prophecy immediately because I was busy in Standard trying to solo self-find. my lab trials to do Uber lab notes in standard. 8 hours later, I went, or no, okay, it wasn't 8 hours later. It was probably like closer to 4 to 6 hours later. I went into Global 820 and got my last trial. Because I had run out 273 maps was the number. I had, at that point, gotten about 40 trial, 20 or 40 trial. God, it's probably okay. It's probably closer to 20. Actually, no, it was more than 20 because I was able to calculate the rate of trials per map. It was close to like 12 maps per trial or something like that. Well, hold on. Okay, that's easy then. 202. I don't have my calculator with me. 273 divided by 12. If I calculate it roughly, 12 maps per trial. I remember this vividly because it just stuck in my head because I really didn't like it. 273 divided by 12. Okay, yeah. I had spawned roughly 22, 23 trials and was still missing one trial. Uber is a different layout. What's wrong with the layout? If you're currently looking at POELAB and trying to use the Uber lab notes, it's because the lab reset about 13 minutes ago and I'm currently making the new lab notes. The current lab notes are outdated by 13 minutes. There should be a spawn point or a point of interest to the top left over here. It is the final trap gauntlet? Yes. Yes, it is. Alright. That means I have found everything in Uber Lab. I just need to tag a room, though. There's still a room I have not looked at. Or stepped into. Oh no, yeah, I'm the worst. I'm the worst. 13 minutes and I haven't searched every single room for every Dark Shrine Gauntlet, puzzle, and Argus. Not done with lab notes in 13 minutes. The worst ever. Yeah. Yeah, and I need to go into the room over to the left over here just to mark it. Just to tag it. Doop. Is there any guide about all the point of interest stuff I talk about? Yeah, the lab compass is one option. The other option is if you're looking at the Uber Lab notes, you should see 2 green bars underneath the Uber Lab notes. One says additional lab notes, the other says daily lab layout. Click on additional lab notes and that explains points of interest and shows you points of interest. This is Blade Sentries and Spikes. Yeah. Alright, I do know hit damage, so I'm not at all worried about that reflector you see over there. Alright, the league is coming to an end. Is my RNG going to continue to be bad? Yeah. Yeah. Man, the lab really doesn't like it when I try to enchant helmets. Alright, let me go ahead and get these lab notes made.